people say it is the most corrupt, foul-smelling, diseased part of your body. After all, feces come out of there. It smells bad. It's yucky in there. It's a terrible organ. And in fact, here's Bernard Jensen, an expert from the 1930s and 40s and 50s that I have friends who swear Dr. Jensen said it must be true. And he wrote his book on colon health and says he saw a colon 9 inches in diameter with a passage through it no larger than a pencil. The rest was caked up layer upon layer of encrusted fecal material. This accumulation can have the consistency of truck tire rubber. It's just that hard and black. This man is a liar. This man has never looked up a colon. If that indeed was the case, not only would there be an instant bowel obstruction the first time a person ate a banana with that wide a passage, but what's the purpose of the colon? To reabsorb water back into the bloodstream. You can't absorb water if you've got a 6-inch truck tire lining on the inside of your colon. The person would dehydrate and die from diarrhea within hours, within days, if that was really inside your colon. The colon does not look like that. That cannot happen. Nothing can stick to the inside of the colon wall. It's wet. It's secreting mucus. It's constantly moving. Nothing sticks to the colon wall. Anything that would stick there, the colon wall would necrose and perforate. The person would die of peritonitis. Nothing sticks to the colon wall. And that whole nonsensical line that you've got 20-year-old cheeseburgers clinging to the inside of your gut, and you better clean that out. You better come to me, the colon therapist. I'll clean that out for you. You've got a feculent sewer pipe in your abdomen. And this is the image that people are given. And I get so angry. What a destructive image to put into someone's head. When the truth is, you're pink and beautiful on the inside. But people get sold that they've got this feculent sewer pipe in there, and you better get it cleaned out. Okay, okay, you're going to get auto-intoxicated, all this stuff. It's going to come into your bloodstream. Okay, what do I do? You better go and get a colon cleanser and clean out your colon. And people do. And they pour it in a glass and they drink it down. And the next morning, they go to the colon therapist, or they go on the toilet, and they get their colon irrigated out, and what comes out but that? And the colon therapist says, see, that's what you were carrying around inside of you. That's what all Americans have inside of them. There's 20-year-old cheeseburgers in there. That's all that caked on feces that's cleaned inside of your gut. Aren't you glad you came to me? Oh my God, I had that all inside of me. Oh my God, I must be terribly feculent inside. Wait a minute. I've looked up hundreds of colons. What is that? I've never seen that. When I look up a colon, that's what I see. What's that? I've never seen that. Well, what that is very evident if you just take the time to look at the label of the product that you used last night to clean your colon. You'll inevitably see 3 ingredients on the label. You'll see ground flaxseed, psyllium husks, and bentonite clay. Well, it's full of ground flax seeds. Have you ever taken ground flax seeds and added warm water? Do you know what that turns into? This gelatinous mass from all the polysaccharides on the hull of the flax seeds? Psyllium seed husk, oh, lovely fluffy plant material. Add water to that, it turns into library paste. And bentonite clay are little shards of rock. Well, you put that down in your intestine, and down in the intestine you've got villi with goblet cells that put out mucus. Well, rub some bentonite clay crystals on these goblet cells, and what do you think the goblet cells are going to do all night? So they're going to secrete mucus. So let's get the bentonite down in the colon, so let's be sure and add a laxative. They always have cascara and sen in there to push the whole mass down into the colon, where it sits and rubs on the colon wall all night. And the next morning, what comes out? 20-year-old cheeseburgers? No, what comes out is a mass of gelatinous flax seeds and psyllium husk and bentonite clay wrapped up in intestinal mucus. It's another physiologic parlor trick, okay, to make you think you needed your colon washed out. But have no illusions. On the inside, you're clean and beautiful. Now, people say, well, I had my colon irrigated out once, and all this stuff came out, and I didn't drink that stuff the night before. What's happening? What's happening is Food makes it through the intestinal tract down to the colon in about 6 hours. After you eat food, within 6 hours at your colon. But in order to absorb that 6 quarts of water, the colon has these pouches built into the wall. They're called haustra, and they act as baffles, and they slow down the fecal stream to allow enough time for the water absorption to happen. So even though food makes it through 26 feet of small intestine in just 6 hours, it takes another 18 to 24 hours to make it through the colon. And yes, each one of these pockets is full of fecal material. That's true. And if you blow the colon up with water and massage these, like the colon therapists do, you'll get all that fecal material out. It'll look impressive, but it's another parlor trick. It's just this fecal material is on its way out anyway. This is a moving tube that's going to be pushing this along anyways. That doesn't really do much. If you're going to have your colon cleaned out, have it done by someone who knows what they are doing. I've been called 3 times for people who have had their colon cleaned out by inexperienced therapists who filled their guts up with full of water, mashed on their intestine, and 6 hours later the patient calls me with 104 fever and shaking chills. They've got bacteria in their bloodstream from the inexperienced therapist pushing on their colon and forced a lot of organisms into the bloodstream. It's got to be done very carefully by a professional who knows what they're doing. But colon hydrotherapy can increase dissemination absorption of toxin in the body. It can. So if you want a clean colon, put clean things in from the top. Okay, keep your stool soft and moving. You want foods with fiber, both soluble and insoluble. Here is both kinds of fiber. The soluble fiber absorbs water like rice and oatmeal and bread. Insoluble fiber is the hard, shiny fiber like in vegetables. You need both, so have some rice and oatmeal, have some vegetables. Fruits are natural laxative. You ought to have some in your diet every day. And drink enough water. If you get dehydrated, the colon will pull more water out of the fecal material. You get dehydrated and you get constipated. One of the signs of dehydration is constipation because the body's looking for more water. And finally, if you want a good bowel movement, go take your bowels for a walk. Go move them. That's the best way. The very active moving sets off waves of contraction that helps people have bowel movements. When we put people in the hospital in bed, one of the first things that happen to get constipated because they're not moving. So take that walk every day for regularity. So, eating good food has lots of benefits. People say, how do I start? My husband's never going to go for this. My kids are never going to go for this. How do I start? Don't walk into your house and say, we're going to start eating healthy now and you're never going to eat any more junk food again. Sure way to get resistant. Don't do that. Best thing to do, don't say anything. Just start doing it yourself. Mahatma Gandhi said, example is not the best way to teach. Example is the only way to teach. Just start doing it yourself. Just start churning out the salads, get a big crock pot full of vegetable soup going, get the bean burritos, and just start eating it yourself. You watch what happens, but don't make big announcements. But you will benefit tremendously, and people will notice. So just do it, as the Nike commercial said. So as far as your colon and the rest of your body goes, see yourself as healthy and clean and beautiful on the inside. Ta-da! This is, if someone gave you that other image, delete it, put this one, and this is what you look like on the inside. You are pink and beautiful on the inside. Take care of yourself as if you're beautiful on the inside, and you will be. Thank you very much.